All right. I think it's been about a week since the video I made about starting the refactor, and yeah, okay. So just an update would be, I think I'm about, I would say 80% done, probably. Well, I guess just to give an idea, like the way I do refactors usually is, um, so I have like some like some old code, but something like that, and then more old code. Maybe they're probably in, yeah, it's all spread out all over the code base in different files. Maybe there's like a class that I want to get rid of. So usually when I'm refactoring, the easy part of refactoring is like identifying the code that I want to delete. So I usually just go through the code base and find all the things that I want to delete, because I want to replace it with something better. And so I'll find all this stuff, and then instead of just deleting it, what I'll do is I comment it out just so that I have the actual code there for reference, and I'll mark it as to delete like this. So I'll just go through and comment it out. If I just delete it, then if I ever need to go back and look at the old code for reference, then it just becomes a pain in the ass because you have to use version control or whatever to find the old code. So I just comment it out temporarily. And obviously, if you just comment out a bunch of code, that generates a bunch of compile errors. So all in other places of the code base, I would have something, I would have other, pieces of code which would reference these old foo2, foo1, foo2. So I have references to these old pieces of code all over the code base. So the compiler would just direct me to all of these compile errors. So then what I would do is I go through all of the cool sites of this code that I've commented out, and I'll comment out that code as well, but then I'll say to do, and to do is like a word that software developers use usually really like deliberately. They just like sprinkle it all over the code base to mean, oh, I'll get to this at someday. That's not the way I used to do. The way I use the word to do is there's always 0 to-dos left over in a released version of Blockhead that I put on Patreon. So I'm always moving towards 0 to-dos in the entire code base. So they're used for like whatever the current thing that I'm working on. So it's like all of these to-dos definitely need to be complete for the thing that I'm working on to be complete. So I just end up with a bunch of to-dos. So with this refactor in particular, I did this procedure, got everything building with all of this like commented out disabled code. And I think I had about 400 and something to-dos. And then so I just spent the last week going through all of the to-dos and writing the new code, basically. And so I'm now down to 18 to-dos. 2 of them are these ones that I just added. And then the to delete code, I have so much stuff. These are all just like I'll show you. There's just like entire files that have been marked for deletion. So at some point I'll go through and just delete all of these files, and it'll be very satisfying. All of this old garbage. Yeah, so yeah, 16 to-dos left. And then, so theoretically, once I resolve all of these to-dos, the refactor is complete, but of course this won't be complete because then I come to testing, and I'm sure there's a few little bugs that I've introduced during the refactor. There's always a few, so I just have to like retest everything. But anyway, no major problems really. I'm just getting on with it. Yeah, some guy was like, can you upload like shorter like videos, just like summing up instead of these long videos? So here you go.